When you get back, Will?
Tuesday morning.
Good to be home.
Yeah, good to be home. Yeah, it's like I said, I think I brought the summer vibes. It's been the weather's been awesome, so it's good to see family and pretty chuffed today getting picked in the squad. So no, very happy to be home.
Did you know it was coming? Like, did you fly back early or this time knowing that?
I actually flew back for a funeral. My nana passed away in Auckland, so we were. No, thanks guys. So just been with family in New Zealand, and then we just came to Sydney, and then and here now.
At the stage of your career where you were in 13, you played for the Tigers that night. Had you played much that year? I can't remember.
I think I played one game or two games maybe. Yeah.
So you were a fresh one at
Yeah.
that point. What do you remember?
I watched it actually last week, I think, or the week before. No, very raw. I didn't understand the magnitude of the tour as I do now with all the experience I've had. So no, it's a massive occasion for rugby, and especially rugby in Australia.
When you reflect on your career, what would it mean to you to face the Lions as a Wallaby?
I'll be the pinnacle, no? Like with the Middle World Cups, that Bledisloe Cup, and you got the Lions tour that comes every 12 years. It's very special, and a lot of players will be putting their hand up to try and play in those games. And it's an occasion where everyone wants to be playing. So no, it would be really cool to be a part of.
Just take us through your French season, the back half. Will, there was an injury along the way and then a real kind of scramble for those playoffs at the finish.
Yeah, we started off quite slow at La Rochelle. We had about 100 days of not winning a game, so it was a tough period. And then we had a good run at the end there, and we just got piped by Po, who was a better team. But no, I got injured in between that period, and I fought hard to get back. And the body's feeling good now to hopefully put my best foot forward for this campaign.
Well, during that 100 days, the losses, when we spoke, you were even concerned you weren't going to make the Lions squad. What was it? Was there a time where you were like, it really clicked, where you felt you were playing well enough to get in, or you were still never sure whether it was going to happen?
I don't think you're ever sure. You can have conversations with the coaches, but throughout that time, but yeah, you never know. It's what the coach wants, what he sees in you. And he's assembled a squad that he believes, and we all believe that can get the job done against Fiji, and that's why we're here. That's why we're coming together, and hopefully we can really get that connection going for the upcoming games.
There's a lot of guys that you've faced in European rugby, even some in Blair you've faced in top 14. How do you assess this Lions team, and what experience can you bring if you're selected?
I don't know too much. Like you play against guys, but the squad they've picked, it's definitely based on form. A lot of Irish in the team, especially with the Andy Farrell connection. I think Joe knows a lot about that team, and he'll give us a lot of insight. I think just playing the rugby that we know we can play, I think that's my focus for sure, and I think that's what the coaches are focused on, that we can play our best brand of rugby against what's coming.
A lot of times you've been rushed into Wallabies squads, whether it's due to La Rochelle or finishing with those semi-finals and finals in top 14. To have this full camp with the group and come back early, as you said, but just how much do you sort of relish this opportunity just to sort of settle into this group and build on those connections like you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, it's awesome. I think it's probably my first time in a while that I've been selected in the squad, and then been able to relish in that moment beforehand. Like I found out, like how everyone else found out today, that I had this promo, that I was going to be named. So that's a really cool feeling, and to be able to prep well with the boys in what's the first campaign of 2025. I think that's really special, that I'll keep close to my heart, and I'll really never take that for granted.
Looking at their squad, massive men, and it would seem like the Wallabies could use your size and physicality. If you're selected, what would you hope to bring to the equation?
I also try and be myself. Like you said, they've got some great players, but we've also got some weapons in this team, and I think it's trying to fulfil that as best as we can come those big games, especially first against Fiji. I think Aussie rugby in the last 2 years has improved a lot, and especially this Wallaby team, they're playing a brand of footy that the whole country is getting behind, and that's really where we want to take it and really take it to these guys.
Joe, sorry. You've been part of a lot of Wallabies teams, but as Nathan was saying, some of them are kind of snapshots. You come in at the end of the year and see the guys for a couple of weeks. What did you see last year when, in particular, the influence that Joe had? You were there for a couple of big wins, thinking about what that has done for the team and their confidence levels and the belief levels. What was the snapshot from last year that you saw?
First thoughts is, I want to be a part of that. You see how the first July series went, and we got a few wins, and you could see that the belief was building and the confidence was building throughout every campaign. And then when they got to Europe and I linked up with the boys, there was a buzz, there was an energy around the team that, man, I want to play, I want to put my best foot forward, I want to be involved here, and I want to learn as much as I can, especially from excellent coaches like Joe and Jeff Parling. You got Lord there, who's been a stalwart in Australian rugby. So for me, it's always about trying to improve and try and play my best and train my best, and to be a part of the squad it's really special.
Why did you watch that 2013 game the other day?
I was just actually thinking, because I don't know, you probably asked a lot of footy players, but you think I remember most games of my career. I watched the game and again when I went far out. I walked like a lot of that game. I wasn't actually that good. Didn't have too many involvements, and that was probably my third professional game. So I wanted to have a look at what the atmosphere was like, how I was as a player then, how I've changed, how I've improved, and just take it as an experience, because I know in a few weeks that's coming. The Lions are a special team that. It's a great occasion for Australian rugby, so I was excited and I wanted to see what it was like back then, and man, that was a crazy time.
So it's pretty rare that you'd do that, watch a game you've already played in.
No, you have snippets. Like I said, I remember a lot of games in my career, but sometimes I like to watch old ones to see I had some funny moments in games, or I did this in the scrum or something like that. So it's more nostalgia, I think, for me.
Did Tom Carter send you the link?
Yeah, that was I looked up Tom Carter highlights, and that was
Eddie obviously named you captain for the World Cup, and that ended not on a great note, getting injured. Like to be on a big stage like the Lions, would this sort of cap off a great career? It's been very stop-start with the Wallabies, hasn't it?
I think any time you're picked for Australian squad, it's special, and I never take that for granted. Every time I get a phone call that I'll be involved, or if I'm keen to still play, it's something that I love doing, that I'm really proud to represent this country and represent the jersey. So I don't think it'll cap it off. I think it's equal or on par with every other selection that I've had. But with the Lions coming and Fiji coming to Australian shores, I think that's something that will be an awesome experience.
Do you feel like you've shown all these fans like the full extent of how good you can play? I know that in Europe, you're winning all sorts of awards and stuff, but very in and out here. Like, do you still feel you've got more to show Aussie fans?
Oh, for sure. I think every player, especially myself, you want to put your best foot forward, especially for your country, not just club rugby. So that's definitely a point where I want to put my hand up and give more to this team, give more to this jersey, and hopefully the preparation that we have in the next few weeks puts me in good stead to be able to play and show what I can do.
You tapped into Raj. Obviously, he was a tourist. 2001 over here, and then 2009 he had two pretty intense experiences with the Lions. Have you tapped into his experience of what it means?
No, not too much. I think the boys send him a few highlights every now and then. But no, Raj is a great man and a great coach, and I'll definitely be hitting him up on what I can do better as a player and what he thinks this team can do. But we've got a great leader in Joe and the other coaches as well. So we're ready for what's coming.
We're all talking about the Lions, but you actually missed that Fiji game, obviously, in 23. Have you been more disappointed to miss a game? And secondly, how important is it to get the campaign off to a good note by beating them and making up for that one?
I don't really think about making up for games. I hate missing games. I hate getting injured, but it is part of the sport. I think the squad, this is the first time that they've assembled come Sunday. So for us, it'll be having a good week of preparation and then flying into that Fiji game. It's going to be tough. You can see what the draw do week in, week out. And when you add guys from Europe who they're superstars over there, it's going to be a really tough game. And it's a great way to get us ready for what's coming in with the Lions.
You're used to living in a place, La Rochelle, where there's always pressure. You go into the bakery, someone wants to speak to you about rugby. It's a town that lives and breathes rugby. Do you think that ability of living in that pressure helps you to deal with what's going to happen with the Lions coming here?
I think there's pressure here every day. We've got, Australia's a proud rugby nation too, so we have our fans and our supporters have expectations of what this team can do, and we have those same expectations and standards that we want to live by with this Wallaby team. And we've put that pressure on ourselves first and foremost. And for me, it's just getting that preparation right for that performance.
You would have tangled with Nick Champion de Crepigny a few times over in France. What's he like to play against?
Oh, yeah, man, he's a weapon. He's a gun. He's a tough bugger, and I remember I played with him at uni actually, a few games, and at training he'd always put shots on too. So I'll be watching out for him in camp, and hopefully he doesn't hurt me before the games come.
Did he always sort of appeal as someone that could step up to this level?
He always had that drive, He was always a worker. He was a tough player.